Today we're going to look at the fundamental theorem of calculus. What this theorem basically says is that if f is continuous on an interval f of x, is continuous on an interval from a to b, the antiderivative of the function at the same intervals is going to be the definite integral, or the area below. It could be basically written as this, and it is so important because every continuous function has an antiderivative, and it is the connection between derivatives and integration. So both important parts in calculus. I think that the best way to learn how to use this theorem is to do some examples. So when we want to find the definite integral between 1 and 4 in this function, what we have to do is first find the antiderivative. So it would be 1/3 x to the power of 3 minus 5/2 to the power of 2 plus 2x. So this evaluated at the same point, we now plug in for the number on top, and we would get a 64/3 minus 40 plus 80. And after doing this, we would get this number and subtract it by the number that the number we get when we plug in 1 for the same function, for the same antiderivative, which would give us 1/3 minus 5/2 plus 2. So if we do the math, we would come to get the number of negative 10.5. And so basically it's just getting the antiderivative of the function, and after this plugging in for both numbers and subtracting the result you get when you plug in 4 by the result you get when you plug in 1. So let's do another example. We've got a cosine of x. Looked at it when between 0 and pi/3. So we first find the antiderivative, which would be sine x, sine x, and then we easily just plug in again sine of 0 and minus sine of pi/3. So which is it is the square root of 3/2, and so we get a negative, so since it's the minus 0 and this equals 0, it is a negative square root of 3/2, which equals about negative 0.87. So let's do one more example to finish the video, and therefore we have a simple equation. It's x to the power of 4. We know that the antiderivative would be 1/5 x to the power of 5. 1/5. So now we plug in for 3, which would be 1/5 3 to the power of 5 minus 1/5 negative 3 to the power of 5. And so when we plug in, we get 48.6 minus negative 48.6, which would give us a total result of 97.2 units squared. And so that's basically the fundamental theorem of calculus.